I have this approach that I have developed at the firm where basically we're using a 3-step method where we, number one, look at the underlying reasons for our client's behavior. Number two, once we know why something happened, for example, the person was schizophrenic, voices were telling him to go and get, the gas lamp and the tire iron and the kitchen knife, whatever. Or the person is badly addicted to drugs. He was stealing in order to sell it so he could buy more drugs. Or the person is homeless. He's hungry. He is doing it for survival. So once we identify what the underlying reason is for the alleged criminal behavior, we then try to identify, well, what would be the solution that we need in order to make sure this doesn't happen. So in the case of a client who's mentally ill, obviously we want to stabilize this individual on medication. If we're dealing with somebody who's, for example, in a state of psychosis, for hearing voices, bipolar, manic, whatever the case might be. In the case of a client who is severely addicted to drugs or alcohol or both, we obviously want to make sure that we introduce some sort of treatment, some sort of sobriety. Oftentimes, the incarceration that's going to happen in the beginning might provide us with some forced sobriety and therefore some opportunity to do better, to find an inpatient program for this individual, outpatient program, things like that. If we're dealing with an individual who is unhoused, who is disconnected from their family, chances are there is a mental health issue somewhere there that caused the break. And usually it's the family members who are calling us once they realize their loved one is in jail with serious charges. And so once we identify the underlying reason for a person's behavior, once we identify what solution will treat the underlying reason so that this problem will not reoccur again, then we engage in what I call targeted solution advocacy, where we basically incorporate that solution into our proposed resolution of the case.